Hello, everyone. I'm Justin from Trellis, and we're here with another case study, and I'm so excited about this one. We have the amazing Stella Day, who is the Associate Director of Development at Villanova Preparatory School. Stella, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. And we got to chat a little bit before this, and you're just coming off a trip that you were chaperoning with your students. So not only is Stella an amazing event planner, amazing at working with the development team, but she also does a lot of extra. So to start, I just love if you could introduce yourself, what you do with Villanova, and then we can get into the case study.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Stella Day, and I work for Villanova Preparatory School, which is located in Ojai, California, which is in Southern California, close to Santa Barbara, if you are familiar with those cities. I've been here almost 4 years, and I work as an Associate Director of Development. What I do is mostly related to parent relationship, alumni relationship, a little bit of marketing, a little bit of, well, mostly events that relates to both constituents and fundraising. A lot of hats that I wear.
Amazing. And can you dig into the events specifically? Tell us about your events and your fundraising and your galas specifically.
Sure, yeah. So we do a lot of like mini fundraising during the year. We have mixers that we ask money for. We have reunions, but our major fundraiser is the annual parent auction. It's a dinner auction. It's a gala that we do once a year in the spring. It's a very important gala for us because we use our parent constituents to manage and organize this whole event. I'm very excited to tell you how this event has grown to a bigger event each year that I've been here.
Amazing. So you joined 4 years ago. So the first year doing this event, you weren't using Trellis. I would love to understand what you were doing, how it was run before we get into the experience with Trellis.
Sure, yeah. When I first came here, they were using a program that is a small program. I'm not even sure if a lot of people know about it. It was really inexpensive, but there's a lot of manual data work that we have to do. We only have auction data in it, but really there's not a lot of things that you can do. You could put the auction in there and they could bid online, and the check-in is very, very cumbersome. There's just not too much features that would help the department move faster or get the data in faster. So, and also the check-in are all manual. They have to use paper and then put it on the system. So it was not the best year for auction. And so I have been doing a lot of searches because I work with a lot of auction in different schools. And I would like to make a big improvement with that process.
And I remember because we met, and that's why I was so excited to have this conversation about three years ago now at BBCon back in 2023, not to age either of us here. I really remember this conversation because you're one of the first K to 12 independent schools that joined on with Trellis. And it was a great experience for both sides, learning about the market and what your needs were specifically. I'm curious, tell us, what was the search like looking for a different auction platform, and why did you end up choosing Trellis?
So our budget was not really big for an auction. And at that time, our auction is not generating a big revenue. I'd say our revenue in 23 was maybe 80,000 for that one dinner, which is an important dinner. It was just like 80,000 is not a lot. After expenses is a lot less than that. When I met you, Justin, at the BBCon, and you were like standing there, I says, "What's Trellis all about?" And you explained it to me. And one of the key words that made me very interested when you said like, "Oh, there's a QR code check-in." I was just like, wow. And the next one was that like the integration to Razor's Edge. It's just like, oh, I'm really interested now. So I hang out, ask a lot of questions, and I was very fortunate that I found that Trellis. It's really made great improvements for our event.
And you mentioned that, yeah, the QR code, the Razor's Edge integration, but more importantly, you mentioned you only did about $80,000. And as you know, like when you add the expenses, net revenue versus gross revenue is real, right? So how did you start growing? I don't want to give away what you've grown to. I'll let you tell that story, but why don't you tell us the journey from like 24 to 25, and then, just a couple weeks ago, you did your 2026.
Right. Yeah. So the first year that we were using Trellis, I was really, really excited and not necessarily like worried about it being a new platform, because I met you in October and we were opening up our auction in December. That's not a lot of time to onboard a new platform. So, I said, let's take this opportunity, take the chance. And I was able to persuade our team to spend a little bit more money over the budget and take a chance on this platform. And I was right. I was right. And we did very well that year. Onboarding took maybe a month. It was really easy. The platform was so intuitive. Everything was easy to learn. And there's like 3 of us working on Trellis, trying to get it all set up for our opening of ticket sales in December. Everything seems to be easy with uploading photos. I don't have to cut the photos to a certain size. There's no minimum. Everything is there. You just drag and drop. That's my favorite, is drag and drop. Anything that's easy for me is number one priority. I love the way you create the landing page because everything is just right there. You only use one page. You could just pick and choose what you want to put on the page. You can design it the way that would work best for your event. I also like the fact that I don't have to go and work at other tabs or anything. It's just right there. The menu is on the side and it's just like, okay, I'm going to go to auction items now. Okay, I'm going to go to items for sale or sponsorship. So everything is right in front of you. And I found that very easy to manage for me and for my database manager.
Amazing, amazing. And I do have to give you some props here, and we'll make sure we show these images to everyone watching the case study. But your themes are so fun. Do you want to talk about the themes?
Yes. In our first year, we had the Boots and Bling, which is kind of a Western. I love that theme. The revenue there was like $80,000. And then the following year, we did not disco, but 80s, rewind 80s. It's kind of like a disco thing. One of our very popular themes. And it was so much fun working with that theme. And that year, our attendance grew from 23-24, barely 100, 24-25. Our attendance grew to over 200.
Wow.
But I think part of it is just like the ticket sales was easy. It's not through email, but you just give them a link to the landing page and everything is right there. You could buy stuff, you could buy your tickets, you could sponsor, you could see all the information that you wanted to show your buyers or your guests. They don't have to read an email. It's all there. So I think that's part of the reason why we had increased our attendance. Our most recent one that we just finished this year, we had 256 people signed up. In 2023, when I first came here, our total gross sales were about 80,000. We grossed the following year $96,000 approximately, and the following year 138,000. And then this year was our record-breaking year, which is $170,000. And all the last 3 years are because we've been using Trellis. It makes everything easier to use. The Trellis platform is amazing. This past year, the best thing that I implemented was the impact report section. It actually makes a difference. It's very short. You tell how many people are getting a scholarship in your school, how much money did you raise the previous year, what's your total amount raised, things like that. You can do an impact report right there in front of you. And it does help for people to know why you're raising the funds and where it's going. And that's one of the most important thing that I added to the landing page this year. Other options like live auction preview help us with our live auction sales. This year, we sold a lot in our live auction. And it helps when you can preview them online and you show it to people. This will be available. Maybe it helps with attendance because they wanted to go and attend because they want to buy the item. The nice thing about it, you can rotate the 6 items that you have in there on a weekly or whatever, twice a week basis. So people can see what you have that's coming up for the live auction if they're attending. Sponsorship had tripled due to the ease of tracking, messaging, marketing. This is one of our best website that we've done. It's very colorful, but it's very easy to find anything. It's a beautiful page. I'm very impressed.
I would agree with that. It is so nice. And each theme is different. And that's what I love about it. And it's not, you just made a commitment, right? You made that investment and you said, we're going to grow this. And from $80,000 to 170, more than double in 3 years, right? And you've doubled or tripled all of the important parts of that and leveraged the tools. It's been a privilege to watch it.
I was really excited. Every single year, I said, like for next year, I'm already thinking about the theme. By the way, our theme this year is Monte Carlo Royale. So there's a lot you can do with a Monte Carlo theme. So we wanted to do raffle, but in California, you're not allowed to do raffle online. So that is very unfortunate because I know we would have made more money having a raffle online too. So maybe in the future, we'll see.
That's awesome. Thank you, Stella. I want to highlight a couple of things because when people are watching this, yeah, they're trying to understand, hey, how was your experience with the product? Is Trellis trustworthy? All of that. But also, there are people like you at other schools. And I just wanted to highlight, and if you had any more additions, please jump in. So you did, the most important thing is that impact, like the cause. People that put the cause first, right? They're going to this gala, they're giving up their evening. Hey, yeah, they want to have fun and they want to chat with their friends and other parents, but they're doing it because they care.
Yes.
Right? They're doing it because they want to support and they want that feeling. So you need to give them that feeling and you need to put the cause first. So I love that you put the cause first on the page. It was reminded to them in the messaging, at the event. I'm sure you did some amazing things with the cause too. And I do have to say, when you look at these pages, you can see like there's, if I donate extra, it goes to those kids right there. And that's what we tried to do with the donor cards, right? It's that photo that is that heart-wrenching part that then wants to make you give more, right? And it's not, hey, do you want to add an extra donation with a text box? So I just want to commend you on focusing on what really matters, which is the students. And you can tell that, like, just by listening to you, how much you care about them. And it's a pleasure to see that go into the page. And so then your events grow. What did it look like, if you don't mind, digging in at the event when you dig into your cause?
It's really easy because we had, the upsells from the platform is great. If you don't see anything here that you wanted to donate because we have specific amounts, and then we can bring them to a page where, well, give what you can or give what you feel like, which is nice. During the event, we have Trellis open for activities. If people don't want to do the raise the paddle, there is a QR code right on the table. And if they don't feel like they don't want to raise it in public, which some people are, they could just like scan it. And a lot of people did. And then we had a casino, the casino tables where they can buy the tickets right there and they don't have to go anywhere else. They just scan the QR code, purchase the casino tickets, and then they can go in and play. Of course, the silent auction is ongoing, and we don't close it until the day after to give people time who are attending the event to look at the auction items for one more day. So throughout the event, you're always selling something. You're always like offering people opportunity to support the school. With a live auction, I wish that I could put up the thermometer because I know that is an option with the trellis. I haven't really tried it because people are nervous because when you put it up there, what if somebody does not raise their paddle? But I'm always very positive. I mean, if people see it, then they feel like they have to join in. I think that's a feeling that I've seen in some of the fundraisers that I manage, is that once somebody raised their paddle, the other ones joins in. I wanted to put it up there so they can see their name pop up in the amount that they donate.
Yeah, but I mean, that's part of it, right? Like every year you've just been adding things. So next year it sounds like that's the new thing to add to then grow, because how do you grow from 170? But I know that you will because you're adding those things and we're bringing those things to you. So yeah, again, commend you for, starting off slow, very strategic, and then adding it big, growing each part of it separately. So I love it. And the sponsorship, I mean, that's a key part, right? Sponsorship to get more table sales and things like that and a lot more money.
And the silent auction, we have a lot of silent auction this year. I didn't implement it, but next year I'm really excited to do it. Is the online form. I didn't realize it was out there. Whenever I see an update from Trellis, I just like, okay, I should read this, but then I don't have time. And then I find out that there is an online form I could just send to somebody who wants to donate an auction item. And I don't have to send somebody to the store or something like that. But next week, definitely, everybody will get a link and they will be doing this. It saves a lot of my time because I enter all the auction items. Even though I have to enter them manually, I would say that it's quite easy to do the silent auction online or the live auction, because the page where you enter them in, I could just like create one and then copy, like duplicate it. I just like modify the next item. And I entered about 160 items in 3 weeks. That's how easy it was. Like, and having the photos easy to put in there and just crop it right there is magic. I used to like download a photo and then you only have to have it at a certain size. So I have to like go to Photoshop or something or crop it. And then I got to go save it. And like that is just way too many steps for me. But with this functionality that you could just like browse and then bring it up to Trellis and then you crop it right there is the best.
And once you get that form going, you're going to love it even more because your donors it'll go right into the system, which they have to send you the info anyway. So it's not any more work for them. It's just a lot less for you, which is fantastic.
Right.
So, and I was curious, you do the integration as well. Could you tell us about the integration and how that's been going with your team?
It's going well. I mean, like we still have a lot of things to learn because every year we have different things to sell, or the way we create our sponsorships could be different the following year. So sometimes you can do the same mapping as, in the back end, you will map it from Trellis to Razor's Edge to make sure that it goes to the right record. And when we change something, sometimes that's where we run across some problems. But so far, I love it. Oh, we love it because the gifts go through, the tickets go through the event record. There's no manual entry. The only thing that you would do something manual if you don't do it correctly in the back. So for us, I always remind our database person, make sure that you review the mapping first before we start turning on, the integration. But it's amazing when, first time we used it integrated, it was just like, everybody was just like, yeah, this is what we need. Anything that is less typing is a plus. It's a big plus. I love it.
That's amazing. Yeah. And it's such a good tip too, right? Like you do have to make sure it's set up and mapped, right? And it's very easy to do. It's just clicking some dials, right? And deciding. You just need to decide before. And people aren't used to that because they've never had an integrated system.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It is easy. You can just copy a previous year event, which is what we do. But the only time you'll run into a problem is if you're changing an item and the way it's set up. So that's why you have to still review the mapping in the back.
Yeah, exactly. That's amazing to hear. Is there anything else you wanted to mention about Trellis?
The pledging option, really nice because a lot of people have DAF and check payments, and they would usually tell us before that option was not available. So I really like that this year. So we had pledges, and then I was just like talking to my database because we have a lot of pledges this year. And then when I pulled on my summary, I was like, it looks like it's not in the total event summary, which is a plus because then you have $10,000 in outstanding pledges, which is not in your summary, which means we're still are waiting for $10,000 to come in. I love that one. The silent auction upsell is really good. This year I had to warn people, if you click on the donate your bid thing, it will charge you. And then if you click it a second time, it will charge you. So you just have to inform your bidders, make sure that they know what that is. But it does help. It's very passive. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to ask them for that directly. The system does it for you. We get some money off from the upsell from a donated bids. Yeah. So that is very helpful for us.
Amazing. Is there anything else?
Other thing that I wanted to say is working with the business office, there's no complaint because the reports are very easy to read. It's easy for reconcilement. It used to be that they had to find different things everywhere. This time, when you download that report and all the tabs are in there and they could easily keep track of what they're missing or what's wrong or what was entered wrong in their system. So the business office is quite happy with the report system and the payment system, how it works, which is great.
That's great.
And the donor covered fees? That's something new that we implemented this year. We actually have, I would say about 80% of our donors have agreed to check that box, cover fees and save us a lot of money for that.
Yeah. The amount of times I've said this, I can't even count now, but if you buy a ticket to go to a sports game or to go to the theater, you have to cover the fees.
Yes.
And it's a for-profit company. It's not going anywhere good. And the fees are high. They're higher than what even Trellis charges, to be honest, most of them, right? Like eBay on an auction's like 12% and Ticketmaster is like 10%. And so I think people should cover fees. It's just a thing, right? You should, and they want to, they don't mind, right? And 8 out of 10 is a great example of that. So thank you for sharing that.
It is very easy, because it's all pre-check, and then they just decide whether they want to pay the $3 or not. And most people, if they're donating, you might as well donate the extra money.
I'm really glad to hear you did that, because that would have just a couple more $1,000s the right way. So
Definitely,
that's great.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you were approached by someone that works at a school, similar position to you, and they were saying, hey, Stella, I'm really thinking about Trellis, what would you tell them?
I tell them, go for it. There's a lot of advantages to using the platform, a lot of ease in, data work is less. It's easy to use. And our experience has been a journey with you guys. I really appreciate the time that you guys spend when I have a question or there's an issue or there's a problem. Your quick response to our questions and follow-ups is, I would say, 100% great. It's a platform that is worth looking into because it would really improve not just your sales or earnings, but it would help your development office work better and work less. That's what I would say.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Stella. I'm excited to see what the next theme is for next year. Good luck with the rest of your events. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Thanks, Justin.